Now your favorite rapper name on a headstone. Too late, he already dead. Imagine when you're 30,000 feet up, what you think of? Oh, I hated knowing that my thoughts would turn to dream, cause I never knew I'd get my chance to link up. Oh, I tell you all of this unusual to me. Swear I came from the bottom, flappers living, walking dead on. Put your favorite rapper's name up on the headstone. Big for the cheese and you're dead wrong. Propaganda set the standards in the tear down.
Throw it back, yeah, I'm born to. It's talking, it's hustling me where I'm at. I'm living how I want now. No reason to doubt, it's clear to see. All eyes on me for 100 degrees. Who am I? Ruthless, easy, does it. In public, hate it or love it.
And we find ourselves at the stadium that played host to Super Bowl 52, the wondrous U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. Coming up, an important divisional round matchup in the NFC between the Atlanta Falcons and the Minnesota Vikings. One of two spots in the NFC title game awaits the winner here as we're underway in the divisional round of the NFL playoffs.
Shotgun. Good, good. 4 down, 4 down. There. Quick. Let's go, 14. Mike 5-9. Hang out. Bam.
Well, throw on first down with Wilson. And his first pass is incomplete.
But when you're going up against a talented receiver like that, you just know that they're going to bring more people to him, right? They're going to double cover him every chance they get.
I think that is what we're going to see all game long, an early taste of that double, maybe even sometimes triple coverage we might see.
Yeah, I think what they're counting on, his talent to sometimes beat that double coverage.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10.
One word. Be ready for one word. Check 59. Mike is 59. Mike is 59. Hey, over here. Shotgun. Zebra. 95.
Second and 10. It's Wilson again. That is incomplete. Brian Poole that time there to get a hand on it. That's going to be an intriguing matchup to continue to watch. You don't get in the playoffs without having a good guy to cover out wide. If they want to move on, get in the championship, then the Super Bowl, he's going to have to be big in this one.
And this is not basketball where you're worried about your star getting fouls and getting in trouble and maybe not playing as much. You take your number one guy, put it on their number one guy, and try and limit their offense.
Check 50.
On third down, Wilson. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. Brooks Reed able to track him down for a loss of 13, and it'll bring up 4th down. On now to kick it away is the punter, Matt Wild. And it's fielded at the 34. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Great blocking on the return. It springs him for 25. And the Falcons are set up well to begin their drive as it'll begin in enemy territory already. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. The former Indiana Hoosier here, Tevin Coleman. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he stopped immediately there. It was Jordan Evans making the play defensively.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
If they want a first, they need to get the football to the 32 here on 3rd down. Now with the play clock about to expire, we get a whistle and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. If they want a first, they need to get the football to the 32 here on 3rd down. Ryan. And this is going to be incomplete. Trey Waynes, the Michigan State man, right there in coverage.
It's a great job by this secondary. When I watch them, they remind me of elite defenders on a basketball court, right? They want to contest each and every pass.
Great contest on 3rd down to bring up 4th. On but off the crossbar, no good. A long-range effort denied 3 points at the very end. All things considered, a pretty good kick, just cruel punishment there to be denied by the crossbar.
If you're going to hit from that distance, sometimes you're going to need a little luck, and unfortunately for him, this time the break goes against him.
Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. Throw left side on target to Thielen. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
Now a first carry for Latavius Murray. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Let's go. Zebra. 12. Let's go, 14. One left. 95. 10.
On 1st down, Wilson. Flush to his right. And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. Derek Shelby coming hard that time. He's able to run him down for a loss of 12.
18. Zebra.
On 2nd down, Wilson. Looking for Diggs, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Brian Poole. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
Well, you were backed up into a 2nd and long, but instead of trying to get the yardage back in chunks, he's trying to get it all back at once. And this defense was just lying in wait, and they're there to pick this one off.
Ryan will bring the Falcons up now 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. They begin the drive with Coleman. They'll take this from the 40 up to the 45 for a gain of 5.
All right, Brandon, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
On 2nd down, here's Ryan. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Out of the gun, it's Ryan. It's caught. Jones. Last week in the wild card win, he had 7 catches. That's his first one here.
A Hall of Fame coach once said, there are no medals for trying. And that wasn't a trying effort, was it? That was a winning effort. How about that great catch?
Excellent. They know, hey, you lose this game, you get a ding or 2. You got 7 months to heal. They're going to go all out. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll throw on 1st down with Ryan. The left side completion to Jones. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
If you're running out route, it's likely you're going to end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there?
Toe tap.
You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch.
Tuesday.
They'll run for the first time with Devontae Freeman. And he's going to get this one down to the 30. Xavier Rhodes makes the tackle.
What a luxury to have a guy like this who can not only spell your starter, but can come in and keep drives going.
They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on 3rd down. Alongside Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, it's the Falcons in possession to begin quarter number 2. And they're driving, but they come up on a 3rd and short here.
Hey, let's go. Hey, gun.
This is Coleman. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. Just a gain of a couple, but good enough to keep the drive rolling.
3rd and 2, right? So this is a situation where low man has got to win at the line of scrimmage, but it's not just the low man winning. It's the low man who's winning with some force, and they had that to pick up the first down.
Barely picking it up, but they did. Right back to him on 1st down. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Give them 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
We got three. Ready. Hey, Tuesday. Go!
They'll run it now out of the gun. Into the secondary again. And he gets it all the way down to the 3. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral, also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Hey, go! Watch two. 25.
They'll look to run with Freeman. Able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1.
To me, that's a terrific run on 1st and goal at the 3. They got 2 yards. I'd line right back up and give it to him again.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. On the keeper, here's Ryan. And he gets in. Touchdown, Atlanta. Matt Ryan scoring on the sneak from a yard out. And the Falcons are in for 6. And he knocks it through. Now here's Bryant to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. And now out comes Minnesota. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
14, find it. 12. Look left.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he'll find Thielen on the right side. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
As long as you go through your proper reads and progressions, the drag route can be one of those old reliable plays because usually it's good for a good chunk of yardage, as we just saw there.
And those guys like it, right? They can get the ball with a full head of steam.
Especially against man coverage, because man coverage, they're typically running away from someone and not worried about traffic coming out on the other end.
Now Wilson on 2nd down. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. Brooks Reed in there to get him for his 2nd sack of the night.
Go left. Hey, over here. Got it. Switch. 95. Watch out.
On 3rd down, Wilson flushed out right. Oh, look over the middle, and he's got Perriman. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
drive will start with a carry by Devontae Freeman. And he's got a good gain of 7 up to the 37. Remain here in the first half. Back with more NFC playoff action after this.
Hey, gun. Gun. Left. Hey, gun. Right.
On second down, Ryan. He's going to wind up and air it out. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. The Falcons on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. They'll run it now out of the gun. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
I apologize in advance, partner, but the beefeaters on the interior of this D-line, you just know they were licking their chops on 3rd and short. And yes, they were rewarded with a tasty dish, stuffing that one short of a 1st down.
Well, we got beefeaters licking their chops and tasty dish in one fell swoop.
I did apologize in advance, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. That line's not eating tofu. I'll tell you that much for free. The Vikings offense now heading out to take over. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play.
Now the ball comes loose. So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity miss.
It definitely was, because that's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating. You're exactly right. A lost opportunity.
Now Wilson. Throw left side complete. It's Hodges. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
14, run it. Hey, easy. Take 51.
On second down, here's Wilson. He's going to look deep for Perriman. That's caught at the 25. Touchdown, Vikings. Rashad Perriman, 68 yards. And the Vikings are an extra point away from tying this thing up. And a little time left on the clock, so on the other side, they're thinking, gosh, we'd like to get that lead right back.
Yeah, thanks for pointing that out. Here I am going ahead and tapping out the first half.
Well,
there's still time. They've got to make a decision about what they want to do on the kickoff, whether they want to let their return guy touch it.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. That's fielded in the end zone. And some room to roam now. And that should give his guys a spark. He's up all the way to the 44-yard line.
In a tie game, both sides are looking for something to give them an advantage. It often falls back on special teams. And that return, that could be the spark to untie the game.
Very good starting field position for the Falcons offense as they come up 1st and 10. Now Ryan. And nearly picked off. Surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but it does get away and it's 2nd down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
Hey, Tuesday. Hey, Tuesday. Hey, South. Look out!
To throw again. Ryan. Steps away to his left. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down.
Charles, he doesn't seem to be particularly in tune with his receivers, just 2 for 7 throwing the football, but he did seem really locked in before the game.
Yeah, and that has to do with receivers sometimes. Sometimes the defenders knock them off their routes, and you're usually pretty precise. 1, 2, 3 cut, balls out of his hands to the receiver. In this case, might be off by a half step either way. They've got to find a way to get back in sync.
The Falcons on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. That's going to set him back 5 yards. After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long. From the gun, it's Ryan. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now Wilson on first down. Going deep for Diggs. He's got him in. Complete. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. So the big play moves them all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10.
Good combo. Good combo. Good combo. 14, find it. There. Check 50, check 50. Jump. Mike's 5'9",
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue. Now a timeout. 7 seconds left in the first half. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. Right hash mark, a 42-yard attempt. Carlson able to put this one through. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. Well, the drive ends in just 3, but they'll take it. Looks like they'll head to the locker room, barring something unfortunate, in front on the scoreboard.
Yeah, they may not be jumping up and down and celebrating because they have the lead, but still, any little momentum in a game like this is important to a team. They'll feel real good about going in and regrouping, knowing that they are out in front.
And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. So we've come upon halftime here in this NFC divisional round matchup. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, a trip to the NFC title game hanging in the balance. Second half action back underway. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. Here comes the Falcon offense now as they get set to take over here. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Second and 10 now from the 27.
21. Gun. Left. Get up. Go.
Again on second and 10, it's Ryan. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Jones. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for third down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
The last catch nearly got him a first, but it did not, and they'll try to convert on third and inches.
22.
Now Ryan. And he fires one that's intercepted. Xavier Rhodes with a pick. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Let's go, 14. Let's go, 14. 14, got it. Gotta go. Let's go, 14.
Play clock down to 0. And this is not the way to start a drive. And that'll set them back 5. The delay of game backs him up 5, first and 15.
14, got it. Gotta go.
Here's Wilson. And he floated one out there incomplete. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is it allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down.
12. Gotta go.
They pitch it out to Murray. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Nothing there, no gain, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 15. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long.
Run it. tempo, tempo. Shotgun.
Third and long. It's Wilson. Eluding the pressure right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Brooks Reed in there to drop him for his second sack now here tonight.
And that's his second sack of the game, but this player, disruptive in all phases, whether he's going upfield, coming underneath, you name it. He's a big-time guy you have to block.
Well, looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. You know, all things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side.
I would say that you've pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though, 3 points for the opening drive of the third quarter.
That strong return has set them up nicely for this drive, and we all know the next score is going to have a major impact on this game.
Ryan and the Falcons now come up 1st and 10 at their own 42.
22!
And the drive starts with a handoff to Coleman. And some room to work. A big-time play there for the Falcons. And even 50 yards on the ground. So he nearly took it the distance, gets him down inside the 10 for a 1st and goal.
I'd love to be in his head right now, because is he rewarding himself for a great run, or is he kicking himself because he didn't get all the way to the goal line?
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Tevin Coleman, an 8-yard touchdown run. And the Falcons are an extra point away from moving out in front. Now here's Bryant to kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. And the Vikings now heading on to the field. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. Looking for Diggs, and it's intercepted. It's Desmond Trufant.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where is he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively. Not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Coleman. And some room to maneuver. And he's going to get this inside the 30. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. The tackle made there by Linval Joseph.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Coleman now. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. Now. And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long.
Tuesday.
Ryan. Escaping the pressure right. Caught on the right side by Jones. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down. And Bryant's kick is good. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. So he missed that field goal earlier, but he says not this time. Able to knock it through, give his guys 3.
I like his poise. I like his confidence, his belief in himself. Sometimes when you miss that first one, you'll see a lot of guys sag and they can't make the next one. Not in this case. Stepped right up like a pro.
And out now come the Vikings. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens.
4 down. Zebra. One flip. Come on, Matt.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And Rudolph has it, the tight end. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Wilson. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
And now a timeout defensively by the Falcons. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter.
Keep working, fellas. Crunch. Floating. Turn it. Gotta go.
A handoff. It's Murray. They stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah,
with pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack.
My man, it's been a rough night for that offensive line, and it's only getting rougher. 5 sacks now that they've given up in this contest so far. It feels like the witching hour out here, doesn't it?
Okay, stupid question. What's the witching hour?
Yeah, the witching hour. That's when everything goes haywire late at night.
Keep working.
The Vikings on third down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 16.
14, find it. Gotta go. One left. Good, 4 down. Check 59, Mike is 59. Tempo.
From the shotgun, Wilson. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to need a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
Oh, yeah, once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete. The kick by Carlson is good, and that'll bring him back within a point. So with that field goal, this one's now back within a field goal. Maybe not the ultimate result they wanted, but gets them that much closer.
This game is unfolding like a really good book, isn't it? Because I feel like there's a few more plot twists yet to be revealed before this one is over.
And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns. Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. Ryan now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10.
Watch 85, ball zone 85, watch 85. 21.
They'll eat some clock with Freeman. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to work about 5 yards out of this as he's taken down up near the 47.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3. From the shotgun, Ryan. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete, certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down. A 3rd down, he tried to stay in bounds, did all he could. He caught it, but was led a little bit too far.
Yeah, and that's always difficult, isn't it? Because you know half of your body is trying to stay behind while the other half is reaching out, trying to catch the football. The top half worked. It was the bottom half that was in question.
And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. And before this 4th and 3 play, we're going to get whistles and a timeout. That's going to leave them with just one remaining here in this 4th quarter. Now the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3.
Hey, Tuesday. Wait. Go! 21!
They'll run it with Coleman. He's got a first down and then some inside the 40. And finally taken down at the 35-yard line. 4th down, no problem. 19 yards that time, but now it's 1st and 10. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Right back to him on 1st down. And a nice spin into some open field. Touchdown, Falcons. Tevin Coleman, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Falcons will extend their lead. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. But the bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
Now the Vikings offense works their way back onto the field. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. That one goes for 24 yards. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
They'll throw on 1st down with Wilson. He's got the connection over the middle to Diggs. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
95.
On 2nd down, Wilson. Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. Vic Beasley in there to get him the 6th time they've sacked him tonight. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. The Vikings on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 15. From the gun, it's Wilson. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Got to be careful here. They need to move quickly, but it's also 4th.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. What, he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
Back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that is They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and as a result, their playoff run may end right here. And here now come the Falcons. They have the lead, still a one-possession game, but the defense got to stop. They've got the football now, just salted away, right?
Exactly. That's all the defense is counting on from their offense. They did their job in a big way. You know they're over on the sidelines now starting to take their tape off, and, hey, we've done this thing. The offense has to put it away, and that means ball security.
Absolutely. Stranger things have happened. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards.
Hey, Tuesday. 39. Switch. On!
They will run again with Coleman. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
But that certainly felt like an example of a defense just saying, okay, we've had enough. We've gotten mashed all night long. About time we got a good play in. But flip it over to the offensive side. They've got to be really upset that they allowed a play like that to happen. They were pitching such a great game, they want to keep it going.
On 3rd down, it's Coleman. And he gets it down to the 32. Another timeout called by the Vikings now, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
And Bryant's kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So barring something extraordinary here in the closing stages, that field goal should just about put this one on ice.
Yeah, we got to find 2 scores. So, you know, we're not going to exactly move it over there yet. It can be done, but, boy, it's going to be a little bit of a stretch for them, isn't it?
Yeah, they would have to move incredibly quick and have some luck, too. The Vikings offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3, and that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
Check 50. 14. Gotta go.
2nd and 10. It's Wilson again. And this time he's got the hookup. It's complete. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down. Wilson now to throw on 3rd down. Flush to his right. And he's able to find Diggs. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
Still got 4 down. You got 4. Shotgun. 95. Spot that. Hey.
On 1st down, Wilson. He'll find Thielen working the middle. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. And a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Tempo. Gun. Be alert. Gun. Let's go. Gun. 4 down.
One last shot for Wilson. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. And the Falcons say they have it. They do. And they have secured a spot in the conference championship, and now you can start to smell it at this point in the season, can't you?
You really can, because the focus has been one game at a time, not looking ahead. But when you get to the conference championship game and you know you're there, the Super Bowl does loom in the future.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, and this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. From Minneapolis, good night, everybody.